Okay, you guys, last one here. Let's just take the strings quiz really quick. Oh, my internet's going slow. Sorry for the bark laugh there, but I'm uploading like all the other videos right now, so my internet's lagging a little. Okay, so which of the expressions will result in brown? So the sentence is so that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to start at 4, so it's one of the first two. And then we want to include 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but we want to stop at 9 and not include it, so that one. Which of the following will print dog? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to start at 5 and go to the end, so from 5 to the end. Which of the following will print L? Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'd be 7, oh, negative, or -1, -2. So -2. Those tricksy. I was counting in the front. Counting's hard. Which of the following string operations is illegal? This one right here. You can't set a slot to a different letter. You can only read slots. So on the right side, it's okay to say, what is word 2? Let's use it to do something. But you can't on the left say, I want to take word 0 and set it equal to. Strings are immutable. You cannot change them. You can build new ones, and then you can use the same variable, but you cannot actually edit it. All right, let's see. Which of the following expressions will get the last character in a string? Assume that word is a string variable. -1. And the length -1. So if the length is 3, there's a slot 0, 1, 2. So this would be length of 3 minus 1. That's 3 minus 1 is 2. And slot 2 would be the last of a 3-letter word, 0, 1, 2. In fact, no matter what the length is, the last letter is always one less because you start counting at 0, not at 1. So it's 2 and 4. Okay, what is the output of the following program? So you have the dog, 4-letter in sentence. So for each single letter, we're going to print letter plus letter. So we're going to print TT, then we're going to print HH, because letter plus letter just does the concatenation. It just puts them together with no spaces in between. So it's going to print TT, and then it's going to go to the next letter, H, and it's going to go HH. Then it's going to go to the next letter in the loop, and it'll be E. That's letter variable will now be E. And then it will go EE. So dog like that. Which of the following if statements checks if the string variable sentence contains the? Okay, if. No, you can't do if this or, because this string is just true. If you don't have a comparison or a question, an empty string is false, and anything not empty is on or true. So this is if true or true or true. Oh, no, the last one would be E in sentence. That part's correct. But this would be if true or question. So this would always be true. If the in sentence, that's correct. If the equals, that would be if the sentence is exactly equal, but it's not contains. This actually searches. If sentence in, this is the opposite. This is seeing if the sentence is in the, which is just the reverse order, but right idea. Okay, which of the functions below will return a string that is in alternating caps? For example, alt case sheep would return sheep. Okay, so we're going to start with an empty. Good. And then for I in range, we're going to check if it's odd right here. Great. That checks if it's odd. So you divide a number by 2 and say if the remainder is 1. So that's odd. So if you modulus by 2 and the remainder is 0, that means it's even. It's divisible by 2. There was no remainder. So it's the opposite. So it's saying if you're an odd index, then set it to upper. And otherwise, if you're not odd, then you're even. Set it to lower. So yeah, this is perfect. That's it. Let's check what's wrong with the other ones. Swap case would just swap. So if you sent in all lowercase sheep, it would be all uppercase sheep. This one, if odd, you add what's different from this one. For I, oh, so you can't do range of word. range only works when you put in a number. So up here we did range length of. So this is cycling through the slot numbers. So if you have the length is 5, then the range of 5 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for I in, it's going to start at 0, the first slot, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll cycle through all of the slots. So the error here is just you can't use range on a string. And then this one, that's right, that's right, that's right. What's wrong here? Okay, okay, okay. If I module, yeah. Oh, this was wrong because it just says res plus. It's supposed to say res equals. Good thing we checked them all. So we have to say the word that we're building, started as an empty string, is now equal to the old one plus the new letter. Here, we just did it and never saved it. So we just kept doing nothing, and in the end we returned a blank string. Ooh, almost made a mistake there. What is the value of pose after a function call? So we've got okay. And then position is we find the capital W. So the first W is right there. There might be a lowercase or another capital, but there isn't. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is the value of position after this function call? Okay, so find. So where does that first show up? It's right here. Just double checking all the letters. Yes. And so where does it start? At index 0. And then we're going to find a z. There is no z, so it stays at -1. If it doesn't find anything, the value is -1. If it does find it, it's the start. So the start of this whole string was at 0. Okay. What does this function do? Mystery function. It takes in a sentence and a character, starts with this, and it says for letter in the sentence, okay? And then it says if the letter is equal to a space, then we add in the character, else we add in a letter. So what seems like what it's doing is it's saying we're starting with blank, and if it's not a space, then just add the normal letter that you're looking at. The only thing that's happening here is if you come across a space, you're adding in this special character instead. So all you're doing is cycling through and replacing the spaces with character. So, but replaces every space with the letter character. There we go. All right. What does this function do? Mystery address. If at, not in address, return blank. And then after that, so this function stops and returns an empty string if there's no at symbol. Otherwise, the address is address.strip. And so what strip does is it gets rid of all the white space before and after. So any extra spaces before and after, and then it returns it. So returns of the email address without any symbols in it, no. Returns the address without any leading or trailing white spaces, that's good. Or, yeah, it actually does both of these, depending on what you send in. So that's a hard question. Checks to make sure the email address is valid by checking for an at address. Returns the address without any leading. Oh yeah, there we go. So it does both of these. And here's where it says it checks. So it does both. On which line does this program throw an error? So we have a killer whale. We try and find the space. So great, it's going to find it right here at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it says word equals word plus exclamation point. Great. And then you can't set the position to a new thing. So this line causes an error. What does immutable mean? The variable can be assigned a new value, sure. But yeah, the string's value cannot be modified. So the string's value can't be changed, but a variable is like a pointer. So somebody writes on a piece of paper a word, and your variable simply says, I'm pointing at that word. But you could write a different word over somewhere else and then just move that arm and say, hey, arm, now point at that other thing. So the same person's name, the same arm is pointing at just a different string. So yeah, you can set the variable to have a new value for sure. That's not actually changing the string. You're just pointing at a different string. But you can't actually change that string in place. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah, okay. I think that's right. They're all so closely worded. What is printed out by this program? Killer whale. We want to go 0 to 100. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if it throws an error. It will either show you the whole thing or an error. I think your index, let's say it throws an error. I don't know if it does. I know if your starting one is after the end, it does blank, because that came up in one of the videos. We tried that out. I don't know whether having a too high a number will cause an error. I'm guessing it will, but it might just go to the end, and they might safely deal with that. Okay, what is printed out by this program? First, second. So you start with the blank, and for I in range length of the first, so however long the first is, which is 5, this one is also 5, then the res is equal to, and you add the string you're building, so you're continually adding to it, the first and then the second, and the I is just the slot number, so it's cycling through all of the slots of the first, so it's 0, so it's going to be A, Z, B, Y, C, X, D, W, E, V, so A, Z, B, Y, C, X, D, E, nope, D, W, E, V, there you go. Yeah, no space was added there, okay. Which of the following functions would return cat when given okay. So letter.upper isn't returning a true or a false. I really doubt the entire alphabet is in the message. If letter is not equal to lowercase. So that's a quick way of saying, so if I change it to lower, and this is not equal to lower, that means this must have been capital, right? So this is a quick question saying, is it capital? So here we're saying the hidden word is the capital letters, the C, the A, and the T are the only capitals. So we cycle through all the letters. And here, if it's a capital letter, then we take the hidden word, which we're building. We start with this an empty string, and then we're adding this capital letter. And then we're returning the hidden word. So that's it right there. If letter in message, no, that's crazy. That's, of course, the letters in message. You just said cycle through all the letters in the message, so every letter is in the message. So that would just rebuild the same string. What function should be used in the blank to capitalize the first letter of the word stored in Word? So first character is the first one, so it's dot upper to capitalize it, and then we add the rest of it. So dot upper. Okay, which of the following choices will print AEC1, assuming the following variables have been identified? So we have this, it looks like first letter, last letter, first letter, last letter. So first name, yeah. So we want the A and the E. So we want first start, first finish, last start, last finish. So it's this one. Let's see how we did. Did that one throw an error? Oh, it doesn't throw an error. It works. Okay, well, that was a guess anyways. 50-50 chance. So apparently they safely handle with splicing if you go out of range, which is nice. All right, you guys. Hope you enjoyed that video.